Hey there, welcome back to Author Journey. My name is CJ Anaya. Today we are going to discuss pen names, and we're also going to get into ghostwriting in general because that kind of goes hand in hand with pen names in some cases. I got a really good question on my Facebook page actually, which is very nice. If anybody wants to contact me there, you absolutely can. Leave me a message. It's just CJ Anaya is what the page is called. And I have a link to it at the very bottom of the description box. Just scroll down, you can see it. Nancy asked me how I feel about pen names and whether she should get one. She was hesitant about having it for fiction books or for nonfiction books. Obviously, I'm not going to say her last name because I want to, keep that privacy there for her. But she was wondering about when it's appropriate to use pen names, if you should. So I just thought we would talk about it a little bit here. When it comes to a pen name, my author name is actually a pen name. CJ Anaya is a pen name. It's not like a huge difference from my original legal name, which is Cynthia Jane Anaya. But it just, shortens things, makes it easier. I just decided to go that route. So that is my pen name. I'm used to people calling me Cindy, to be perfectly honest with you. The only person that ever calls me CJ is my dad, and a good friend named Alex. So not really anything that's important to you, but obviously I overshare. Get used to it. I think you probably are by now, if you've stuck around long enough. I tend to talk. Okay, so when it comes to pen names, if you kind of want to keep a little privacy to yourself, then you might change up your name a little bit the way that I did, CJ Anaya. Or if you feel like maybe you're studying specific names and seeing specific, feels. There's always a specific feel to like a mystery thriller name, or even a cozy mystery, name, author name. So if you kind of want to write like this wonderful cozy mystery, then you might consider taking a look at all of the cozy mystery author names and seeing if you can get a feel for what those are like. Some people just use their real name. Other people use names that they feel will carry a little more validity. It will make people want to buy their books more, just because it has the right feel for it. That's completely up to you. Whether you decide to have a pen name or not is completely up to you. I know for specific genres such as erotica, there are some people who are they feel very uncomfortable having anybody know that that's the genre they write in, for whatever reason, because a lot of people who write erotica will get attacked a bit because of the nature of what is in the books. For me, it's like, write whatever you want to write, doesn't matter to me. But I understand their desire to remain anonymous in that aspect. In fact, my original publisher, when I was published, she was an erotica author, and she used a pen name because she was actually a Sunday school teacher. And so she didn't want that to be brought into the Sunday school setting, and she didn't want to be attacked for that. So, and I think that that's understandable. And then I've known a couple of teachers who write erotica, and they were persecuted for that. One teacher was actually fired from her job because she wrote erotica, which, obviously I think discrimination of that kind is not okay. So I can understand why people are wanting a little, they want to be anonymous in that respect. Now, if you are writing about things that conflict with your job, or with, if you write about controversial subjects that other people are going to criticize you for and attack you for, maybe you will also feel more comfortable using a pen name. It is completely up to you. Another reason why you might consider using a pen name is simply because you're writing in a lot of different genres. And so because you are, oh, my dog is scratching at the door. Poor Lily. When I have that door shut, she wants to be in here with me so bad. But then she'll just get on my lap and distract me, and she's distracting me now. So what happens is when you are writing in different genres, people associate your specific name with that specific genre that you're writing. So I write young adult fantasy, basically. That's mainly what I've been doing. I have like one adult supernatural paranormal book novella written that I really need to finish because it's a series that I've been thinking about and planning for a while. But other than that, I pretty much write young adult fantasy. Now that I'm almost finished with the Paranormal Misfits series, I am looking to start in on the spin-off series for the Healer. So one of the main characters in the Healer is Angie. That's Hope's best friend. Angie has a gift where when she touches people, she can see how they're going to die. And so I always thought it would be very interesting to take Angie, because she's such a fun character, put her in a mystery setting and see what she can do with that. Just kind of have her own mystery series where she is seeing glimpses of people being, possibly murdered, not necessarily having all the pieces together, and then working from there, trying to figure out what is happening or what could happen, or maybe she could prevent it. And there's going to be a lot of things and pieces involved, and I'm so excited about it, but I've really had to hold off on writing it. And the thing about that is it's a different genre completely, but it's also a follow-up series to the other series that I've written. So my readers are invested in Angie, and they're going to probably follow me over to that genre, regardless of whether I have a different pen name or not. In fact, it would probably really confuse them if I did that, if I switched my pen name, because it'd be like, I have to make this huge announcement. And for those who aren't on my mailing list, it could really confuse them yet again. So for me, I'm just going to keep my name CJ Anaya as I delve into the mystery genre for Angie's character. If I were to do a completely different genre entirely with no ties to anything that I've written before, I would probably change, like children's books, I would probably change my name. I'd probably do something like Cindy Savage. Savage is my maiden name. Something like that. Just so that there's a difference there, but I would also let readers know who have followed me that if they want that, they can get that. So, just do what is right for you, what you feel is right for you. And decide what you want to do. Now, I use pen names for books that I don't write. And this is actually kind of a separate topic altogether, because now I'm talking about outsourcing writing. But I wanted to put it in here as a whole just because we're talking about different pen names and when I would actually use a pen name for myself. Because I am an author and I want to be able to do this for the rest of my life, I have to be realistic in the sense that if I want to build a sustainable business, it's important for me to have multiple streams of income. And I'm not saying that I can't make it as a writer and make a lot of money in this business, but I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. I don't want to rely just solely on my own books, because as much as I try to write quickly and to get these books out, it is very difficult with all of the other time constraints that I have. And I would like for my husband to be able to quit his job, and I would like to escalate that a little bit. So I've really researched, how to make a living as a writer, multiple ways that you can make a living as a writer, and also just how you can create multiple streams of income online through creating products that will give you passive income. Which is really nice. You create a product, you put it up there, people buy it. Digital products are great for that because you're not having to worry about shipping costs. You have that passive income, it's sustainable, and you are able to do it in different ways. As I started researching this, I stumbled across a man who is now my mentor. His name is Stefan James. I had an opportunity to take a couple of his courses. In the process of doing that, I also got to go to a mastermind where he talked about business, and he helped me and probably, I think it was 8 of us, me and 8 other people in this mastermind build a business model and a plan to open up other streams of income. But one thing that I really enjoyed was a course that he taught called Kindle Money Mastery. And I've mentioned this before in a different video, but he talked about how you can actually create jobs for other writers. So you can pay other writers to write books for you. Now, at first I was very hesitant to do that because I'm a writer. And if I wrote it, then I want to publish it, put my name on it. if someone else wrote it, I'm not going to take credit for that, and it just seemed all kinds of wrong for me. But the more I thought about it, the more it made sense from a business perspective, because you can pay freelancers and ghostwriters from different countries even, who are very well versed in English and write very well. And you're giving them money that is actually tripling by the time they get it. If they're from the Philippines, if they're from Mexico, my dollar is going to triple when they receive it, which is helpful to them. And sometimes you'll pay more for people in the United States. But basically, I love to hire ghostwriters who are interested in writing novellas, or even, a 60,000 word book. And if you can find a really good freelance writer who is interested in doing a series with you, then you can pay them for each book. And so I just wanted you to take a look at this right here. This is my Upwork account, and this is where I go to find freelancers for this. And basically, because I've studied the market so much, and I know what's selling, and I know what is consistently selling, because there are trends, yes, and there are things that are hot at one moment and not hot anymore. But for the most part, I have a pretty good idea of what will always sell well. And when you can create a series of books within that genre and subgenre, and have a lot of people reading it, and you can do it quickly, that's really exciting. So this is a job that I posted last year, and I hired someone to do a 10-book bachelor romance, kind of with elements of suspense and humor. And each book was about 35,000 words. And I did that because I knew I was going to be going in and editing it and doing a lot of rewrites. So I basically wanted a really nice rough draft, a good finished product. But I also went into it knowing that because I'm a writer, I was going to get in there and see how the development was, see how the dialogue was, see if there were any chinks in the characters as well, and see how I could fix it. So I was going to put my stamp on it, and it turns out that I really did put my stamp on quite a few things. I turned that 35,000 word, the first novella, into a 70,000 word book, which was nice because I was able, the point is to save time, and I recognize that, but my editor brain and my author brain couldn't just leave it as it was. I needed to perfect it and kind of morph it into what was perfect for how I'd envisioned it. But for what I paid for, I paid about $150 for each book. So it was a $1,500 project altogether. And I put everything, the requirements that I needed in here. I posted this job. Each book must be finished within a month. So 35,000 words in a month. That's pretty easy to accomplish, especially with these people who that's all they do is write. That's what their job is. So I gave they need to have mastery over English grammar. So I didn't really care what country they came from, so long as they had mastery over over English, over grammar, syntax, plot development. I found someone from Mexico who was he's fabulous. He's so fabulous. When he sent me, I had a lot of people apply for the job. But when he sent me his samples of his writing, I was just like, yes, this is the dude. And I honestly thought I'd be hiring a woman, but I didn't. I ended up hiring him. He was so funny. He was so witty. It was so snarky. The dialogue was very fast-paced, which is what I love. And the romance and the development was great. And then I went in and put my little spin on it once he was done and turned it in. And it has turned out to be a really good book, and then the books continue on. They work on one thing. It's a milestone. You pay them $150 or however much you agree on. And then they start on the next book. And then once they're done, you pay them $150. So you have all these agreements put into place and ways of making sure that you get the work and you make sure that they've done the job that you wanted, and then you pay them for their services. The key here, tying it all back to pen names, is that I never, even though I did a lot of revisions and added scenes and added dialogue and put my stamp on it and worked with it, because it is very fun for me to take rough manuscripts and further them to the point where I feel like they're up to snuff, and it's perfection to me. I love taking on projects like that. Because of that, I did not put my name on it. I didn't put CJ and Aya on there. And he signed a confidentiality agreement where, once I got the book, the manuscript, I had rights to it. He was done with it. I had that one-time fee that I paid him. And then he didn't talk about it with anybody, didn't tell anybody, that he wrote it, and, obviously didn't know what the title was or anything like that. And I changed it enough and added enough to where even if he did find it and read it, he would notice that it was very, there were elements that were different. But still, because it's a completely different genre than what I write in, and because I didn't write all of it, I don't feel comfortable just putting my name on it and peddling it to my readers in that sense. So if I'm co-writing with someone would be fine, and I could do that. But because this was a ghostwriting project, and because I outsourced all of this, I felt more comfortable creating a pen name for that series. And it's so great because it really does bring in a lot more income, and it's out there within a year. If each book is getting done within a month and you're working on it and editing it and then publishing it and then getting ready for the next one, you can imagine how many books you could get out. And then, consider the page reads and the follow through. Once people get hooked on that first one and they continue through, if they're enrolled in Kindle Unlimited, you're getting paid so much for all these page reads, and people are buying these books at the same time. So it really can increase your revenue stream. But for me, just morally, I do not feel comfortable putting my name on anything that was ghostwritten, because I didn't write it, all of me. Like, it wasn't just me who wrote it, So I generally just put a pen name on there. I don't associate it with me at all. If I do give it to my readers, then I give it to them as if another author wrote it with the pen name. Because I do offer a lot of free books and deals in my newsletters. So I can utilize my readership that way. And I know that a lot of people enjoy a variety of genres who are on my mailing list. So they hear about this new book, they enjoy it. They don't need to know that it was ghostwritten by someone else and then published by me through my publishing company. Those are all things that happen behind the scenes. But this is one aspect, one example of a business model that you can use to further your income stream so that you can focus more on your own writing and having more time for that. Because the more money you're able to make with all these different business streams, the more time you have to write your own books. You don't have to work a 9-to-5 job, You can if you want to, but I know that a lot of complaints that I hear from authors and the frustration they feel is that they don't have enough time. And so these different streams of income, these different business models are working to give you that time. And that's really what I'm after. I want that time, and I want my husband to have that time because he works very heavy shifts at a mine. He's an electrician. It's a dangerous job. I'd like him to not have to do that for the rest of his life. So these are just ideas about different income sources that you could use. And one other thing that I want to talk about, even though this really has nothing to do with pen names, but since we're on the subject of different online business models, with Stefan, something that I learned that you can do as a writer, or just, if you have special interests in other topics or things, is affiliate marketing. And he has an incredible course called Affiliate Marketing Mastery. So I've taken 2 of his courses, really changed my life, really helped me figure out what I wanted to do as far as building different streams of income. And so a different stream of income that I'm working on is affiliate marketing. And what I love about it is that there are so many things that I use in my life that help me so much. It's cut through all of the white noise and the crap when it comes to learning how to write well, learning how to market, learning how to network. And a lot of these products have affiliate programs. So while I'm already telling people about them anyway, I'm already sharing that value, it makes sense to be an affiliate so that when people go and look into that, I get a small commission. And I like to be very upfront and transparent about it because I don't want anyone to think I'm scamming them. I don't want anyone to feel like I am pushing products that I've never tried or that I don't believe in. These are all things that I use, but it doesn't make sense to constantly refer people to all these things and to never reap any benefits. And so I want you guys to consider that not only should you add as much value to other people's lives as you can, because that's the goal, is to add value but also do it in a way where you're working smart and you're being smart about your own businesses online, whether it's your career as a writer, whether you decide to also add affiliate marketing in there so that you can free yourself up for more writing in the future. And I'll put links to these two different programs that I am an affiliate of. So forewarned is forearmed there. I just want you to know that if you do decide to look into these programs and you do decide to buy them, that I will get a small commission. Here's the thing though, you can look them up anywhere. So whether you use my link or someone else's, either way, look into it. Because whether I make a commission or not, I know that these programs work and I know that they will help you if you are really interested in finding ways to supplement your income so that you can focus more on what's really important to you, which I think is probably writing and also supporting your family. And I know that people have different ideas about what writing means to them, what publishing books means to them. Just figure out your why. Why are you doing it? Are you doing it because it's a hobby and it's a passion and that's purely it? Because if that's the case, then a lot of this probably won't mean too much to you. And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. If you just do it for the joy of doing it, great. There's nothing wrong with that. And I applaud you and commend you because I think that sometimes when you can just do it for the joy of it, you're not so stressed when you're writing. A lot of times I'm pretty stressed when I'm writing because I'm thinking about other things. I have to work on my own serenity now. But if you're someone who really wants to make a living as a writer, I want you to know that these options are available to you, that these are the various ways that you can use pen names, and that you probably should use a pen name for any books that you outsource. Kindle Money Mastery is going to teach you quite a bit about how to outsource books. It's catered a little bit more to fiction, but to nonfiction, but the same principles apply for fiction. It just depends on what you want to do. And then with Affiliate Marketing Mastery, I mean, this is the whole reason that I started a YouTube channel. Not only did and the thing is, this is all stuff that I was already doing. I was already teaching people and coaching people on clarity. I was already going to colleges. I was already visiting high schools. I was already trying to help people learn how to do this process. I was already finding traditionally published authors who were really frustrated with their situation, who wanted to be able to get their books noticed, but they felt like their hands were tied due to rules and laws instilled or implemented through their publishers. So, even though a lot of their books were tied up with those publishers, it was such a great opportunity to see their eyes pop open when they realized that they could totally write and self-publish more books. They may have had these books tied in with these traditional publishers, but if they really wanted to, they could write more books and they could publish them all on their own. How do you do that? And I did everything wrong in the beginning, everything wrong. And so it's so important for me to be able to help people learn how to do it right the first time so that they're not wasting time, so that they're working smarter instead of spinning their wheels doing things that just don't matter. So that's another thing that I learned from Stefan also, is that when it comes to creating value, that's the most important thing, is to share and to help and to uplift people. And to continue to do that, I need to be able to, yes, make a living, but that's not the most important part about it. The most important part about it is the connections that I've been able to make with all of the people who have either subscribed to my YouTube channel, who have subscribed to my mailing list, who have emailed me, who have talked to me. It gets me super excited. So because I already was doing all of this, I remember Stefan sitting down and saying, you need to create a YouTube channel. When I was at that business mastery in Canada and we were discussing business plans, he said, create a YouTube channel and do what you're already doing. Just do it on a larger scale so that you can help more people at once. And you can find more like-minded people and more people looking for this information. Because not only will you be helping people, but you'll be helping yourself. And it's so true, because teaching is learning. Teaching people how to do things only reinforces the lessons that I've already learned and helps me learn more, especially with the questions that you guys have. It's very helpful. And sometimes you'll ask me things that I don't know, and I think to myself, dang, I should totally know that, and I don't. And so then I go research and I find the answers, and then I can help you. And that's really exciting. So this video kind of took a turn towards different things and not solely pen names. But I hope that it was helpful. I will put links to Stefan's 2 programs, the Kindle Money Mastery program, the Affiliate Marketing Mastery program. That way, if you are interested in making money as a writer, but also supplementing your income in other ways, building more streams of income so that you really can get back to just focusing on writing and doing what you love. You can take a look at those links and see if that might be something you'd be interested in doing. But I just wanted to let you know, I appreciate the outpouring of love that I have gotten lately. I've had so many people email me, comment on the videos, message me on Facebook. You're excited to learn, you're excited to do all of this, and you're so motivating to me. So I appreciate the motivation that you give me and the kind words and the encouragement, because it makes me want to continue to do this, and that's really very exciting. So like this video if you feel it helped you. Make sure you comment, especially if you have any questions. I will do my best to answer them, and if you are new here, please subscribe so you can join the family, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.